This is an overview of different breaks. Some breaks are not quite obvious and in fact invisible. So it helps to have a few tools such as on the Home tab, you can click on this show and hide tools so that you can have this invisible characters such as a paragraph characters here and here and here. And also you can use this in the bottom left corner, you can use the page number on the status bar. So you don't have to click on it. I just clicked on it so that you have this navigation bar, but go ahead and close that. So anyway, you can see which page that you are looking at currently. So that's a helpful tool other than this show and hide. And also on the bottom right corner, you have different modes. Like for example, right now this is print layout mode, like that. Or you can change it to read mode, which is the default the view when you first open the document. So I'm going to just go back to a print layout mode. Also, you can put in a web page mode, but you don't need that at this point. I'm going to just go back here. And also, you can just make it bigger and make it smaller. So we have this tool, show and hide, and then what page you want to look at, or what page that you are looking at, and different layouts. And also, if you go to View tab, and then you can change it to one page, so you can see the whole page. Or you can, even better, sometimes you can use multiple pages, so you can see where you have page breaks and section breaks and so on. So for now, I'm going to just go back to 100%, and so single page just for now. Okay, so let's see, we have the show and hide is on, so I have all these invisible characters displaying. And then let's go to the page layout tab, and here's the breaks. And let's go through the list. So we have 3 page breaks, and then we have a few section breaks. And they kind of work intermittently, exactly. They don't split in 2 groups. So these section headings are kind of misleading, so be aware of that. All right, so page break. So what is a page break? It makes marks the point that which page ends at, and then the push to the next page. So for example, if you have, this is a good example on the first page 1. So let me change the view. Okay, let's change view to one page. So this is a good example on the first page. You may not want to start a new section. By the way, I did apply some formatting. Let me just go back to the home page, so to give you kind of background. So I put some formatting such as a title here, and then I have, this is heading 1, and the rest is just a simple page, simple text formatting. All right, so having said that, let me go back to page layout. All right, so you may not want to have this new section started at the bottom of the page. And should that be the case, go ahead and put the insertion point right there. And then you can go to the page layout and then go to breaks, and you can click on page break. So click on that, and it cuts off right there at the bottom of the page, and then it brings to the next page at the top of the next page. So that's a good feature to have, and that effectively pushes down the rest of the document all the way. So it will, by adding a page break here, it will affect the layout of the rest of the document. So be aware of that. So let me just undo that. And so you can undo that. Also, you can just go ahead and come here, and you see the page break is showing. Of course, that is showing because I have this show and hide on. Okay, so I put the insertion point there. If I want to just delete it, press backspace or press delete key. Okay, so that is page break. And let me go back to the page layout again, and this time let's see, column break. Okay, so let's talk about column break, and for that I'm going to, let's say, okay, so let me see, let's say on the first page, this last paragraph, let's say I want to have a columned text. So I'm going to go ahead and apply, let's say, 3-column layout for that for that paragraph. So let me change back the view so that you can see a little bit better. Okay, so you see the section break here, continuous section break, and this is the end of the section break. Okay, and so this is simple, straightforward, but for some reason, if you wanted to have, let's say, just about that section break off, and right now, because I use this columns tool, right, it broke this long paragraph into 3 even sections. But sometimes you may want to have an uneven bottom side. So that's where you can use a page break. I'm sorry, the column break. So put the insertion point there, and then go to breaks, and then click on column break. And it breaks right there. And the problem of that, you know, it gives some control, but it tended to mess with the rest of the columns. So for example, it's no longer even like this way. So you may have to put the other columns. You may have to put the column breaks to make it even. Okay. So anyway, in this way, you have kind of control over what kind of a real estate that you can add. So you can put pictures or tables and things like that. So that's the column break using column. So once you have the column set up, then you can use the column breaks. All right. So let me just undo that part here. All right. So back to original, and let's talk about text wrapping. So okay. So what is text wrapping? By default, the word comes with automatic text wrapping. So right here, actually at the end of each line, you see kind of we call it soft truncation. So at the end of the line, if the word doesn't fit it, it truncates from here to there. We call it soft return, but you can do more control precisely. So for example, if you look at this picture and then this paragraph surrounding it, you may notice that the word "the" is kind of sticking into this picture area. So it's a very fine control again. So this is basically for desktop publishing. So every single letter could matter. So let's try to line up this text around this image. So you put the insertion. I put the insertion point there, and then go to break and use text wrapping. So go ahead and click on it. It truncates right there, and then it lines up a little bit better so that the picture and the text kind of stay side by side without overlapping each other. Okay, so that's text wrapping. And the next one is a section breaks, and the first one is a next page. So it inserts the page break and start a new section. So you may wonder, well, it may be the same as page break. Well, oftentimes that could be true, but this one is also not only new page or the push to the next page, but also it starts a new section. So you may wonder what the section is. Okay, let's explore. So let me just go ahead and do the same thing here that I showed you before. So here I put this page break. It pushes down that part of that and the rest of the document to the next page. So that's page break. So let me undo that. And then I'm going to do the same thing, this time next page section break. So go ahead and click on it. It does the same thing, but this one is not page break, is section break. So that basically means that from here and on is a separate section, not only a separate page, but separate section. Then you can apply different formatting, such as, well, for example, simple as orientation. You can change the landscape. Guess what? From the first page is portrait, because you have a section break, and from here is landscape. Or let me change it back to portrait. Or you can change the margins, and currently is 1 inch around. So, but this time let me go ahead and change that to 2 inches left and right. So you can change that because this is a separate section from the page above. So that's the difference between just simple page break and page section break. Let's see. Now we are going to let's talk about continuous section break. It is similar. Okay, so it's similar to next page section break, but this is, it doesn't break. It adds a new section. It breaks a new section, but it doesn't add new page. It doesn't start a new page like this one. This is it'll push to the new page, but this one will add new section, but it would not start a new page. So let's say come here. I would highlight, for example, here. Okay, I can just put it, let's just put it here, and then continuous break. Nothing happens, and then I'll come down here. So the only thing that you will see is a section break symbol here, and then I'll come here. I'm going to put another section break. So basically another continuous section break, so that I basically isolated this paragraph from above and from below. So that way, again, I can do some different formatting, such as here is a good example with the margin. So let me just put let's see, 2 inch left and right. So go ahead and click on it. So only this section, because I have a section break above and section break below, only this section gets the change, but it stays the same page, and that's the difference between next page section break and continuous section break. Alright, so then let's talk about even page and odd page section break. So let's see, this will be a little bit more easier to explain by just delete this breaks. Okay, let me just go here. Let's break all these breaks. Okay, by breaking the section, guess what? It affected the rest of the document. So, alright, so I think everything is cleared up. So this is back to the original, and let's talk about odd page and even page section breaks. So currently my insertion point is blinking on page 1. So if you look at down here, right, so page 1 out of 3. So you are looking at an odd page, right? And then you come down here because 1 is odd number, and then you know what, actually let's put a page break there. So I think that would be more fun. So okay, so now you have now come down to page number 2. See, let's see, come on. Alright, so page number 2, it says page 2 out of 3. So I want to put odd page break. What does that mean? So so that basically means that when you have some kind of a publication usually on paper, so you have a sheet of paper, and then this obviously will be on the page 1, and then you come to page 2, and page 1 will be on the sheet number 1, okay, and then you come to page 2, and you want to start from sheet number 2. So to show you what the application of a odd page and even page breaks are, I think it'll be easier for me to show you what it means in terms of actual book. So for example, look at this picture, and let's say for some reason you want to have the first page of this chapter. So this is chapter 3, and you want to have the chapter 3 or the beginning of a chapter to be always on odd page number. So here's odd number, this even number. So this could be page 1, this could be page 2. Let's see. Let me go back. So this is odd number page, this is even page number. So for some reason you decided that the first page of your chapter has to be an odd number page. Okay, so that's the scenario. And then right now you don't have a problem, because guess what, the page number 1 is on page 1 of 3, so 1 is an odd number. Okay, now let's take a look at the situation that is slightly different. Okay, so let's see. I don't have a good example here, but anyway, let me switch the situation. Let's say you want to have your first page of chapter to be on the even number page, so like over here instead of over here. So what do? Well, when you print this document, if you print it, then the first page will be on the odd page, because page 1 is always odd page. So how do you make sure that this page will be printed on even page? Well, this is what you do. So put the insertion point at the beginning of the document, in this case the beginning of a page, and then go to page layout and breaks, and then come down to even page section break. So click on it, and that adds, well, basically it moves to the beginning of this page to first even number page. So look at over here, it says this is a page number 2. But what happened to page number 1? Well, it's just a blank because you didn't want to start the first page as on an odd page. So first page of your article, you want to be on even number. So that's what happens. And then it pushed back the rest of the document. All right, so let's undo this and back to the original. And let's see, I'm going to go here. All right, so we have first page on odd number. This is page number 1, so that's odd number. And then the next subtopic, for some reason, you want that to be on odd number 2. So probably this first page will be printed on one sheet of paper, but on back side of the paper, you have a blank. And then for the second page, you want to start on an odd page as well. Right now, this is on even page, even number page. So how do you do that? Well, just go ahead and click here and go to page break, and then go ahead and click on odd page section break. Click, and guess what? This, whatever that you had on page number 2, now is on page number 3. Well, you may wonder what happened to page number 2. Well, right now it's disappeared. You don't see it. But when you print it, the first page will be printed on page number 1, paper number 1, and this will be printed on paper number 2, but on odd page. All right, so if you go ahead and go to File, okay, go to File and Print, you'll see what it all means. So right now, this is going to be printed on first page, on odd page, and then this is the back side of that sheet, and this is the page number 2 on paper number 2, but it's on odd page, and then you have the rest. Okay, so I hope it makes sense to you, but you can play with this with the printer, then you'll know exactly what you are doing. So if you want to make a certain page to be printed as odd page number or even page number, you can go ahead and select there, put the insertion point, and then go here. And if you want them to be paged on the even page, go ahead and click on even page section break. Otherwise, you can put odd page section break. Okay, so that's about it. And as a quick summary, we talked about, oopsie, go back here, page layout. Okay, page layout. And we talked about page break. That is similar to next page section break. The difference between page break and next page section break is that this will add a separate section, so you can change the orientation, like a landscape orientation or portrait landscape, portrait orientation, and so on. So they can basically logically separate document into 2 pieces, so they can have a different layouts, different margins, and different everything. Okay, and this one is similar to next page section break in terms of adding a section, but it doesn't break into a separate page. and this one will make sure that whatever that you selected it will be printed on even page, and this will make sure that that page will be printed on an odd number page. So sometimes these will add a blank pages that is not visible unless you go to the print preview. Okay, so that's about it.